Hey crew fans, do you love books almost as much as you love the black and gold? Then join the Discord Echo Book Club, where we tackle books beyond the pitch. Last month, we were set to take on Radium Girls by Kate Moore. But like those brave women in history, many of our readers didn't make it to the end. The dreaded DNF claimed a few of us, but hey, that faint radium glow, it's still shining for those who toughed it out and could see it through to the end. This month, we're diving into Prophet Song by Paul Lynch, an intense dystopian novel set in Ireland that's as gripping as a last-minute goal. It's dark, it's powerful, and it'll leave you thinking long after you turn the last page. So if you love the crew, love books, or just love yelling about fictional governments as much as a bad referee, come join us, the Columbus Crew Book Club. Glory to Columbus and glory to a good book.
So far, the crew has cleared every hurdle naysayers have placed in their way. Columbus would be home to one of the 10 inaugural teams. Columbus has outperformed much larger cities. The true success indicator has been from the fans.
Hey, welcome to the club. It's your host, Mars. This is the Upper 90 Club, a roundtable podcast where five friends discuss the top of the East Columbus Crew. On this episode, we're going to review the game that just ended against St. Louis in the pink pet food capital of the world, St. Louis. We're going to...
Top of the East!
Top of the East.
Tip of the undefeated.
Yeah. So I feel like we had a little less time to read the internet. We'll see what we can scrape between now and our second
Game
segment.
just got over.
It just got over.
Just got over. That is a terrible sentence, right?
Yeah, that doesn't sound right.
Woof.
It just ended.
Who
for
said
example.
that?
That's Ben.
Okay.
Welcome also, Mort, Trey, and Haas. Say hey, guys.
Hello, hey guys.
Hey, everybody.
And welcome, Daniel GasDog.
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 Who put that gas in that dog? Who put that gas in that dog? Have
Stop
you guys
saying
seen
that.
that? Can I
Stop
pet that dog? Can I pet
Yes.
that dog?
Yes.
I've been saying that and like it hasn't registered with like anybody. I'm like, can I pet gas dog? And everyone's like, what? And I was like, can I pet that gas dog?
Here's
Can I
your
pet gas dog?
Appalachian word for the
I don't
day.
know what that is.
Maybe because
Seriously?
you ask random people on the street. So
It is-
So tell me more.
It's this audio of this kid saying, "Can I pet that dog?" And it's put over stuff where it's like, the one I saw was they showed like an alligator just outside of a person's house, and in the background you can hear this kid go, "Can I pet that dog?" It's like, no, can I pet that dog? Can I pet? Okay, so it's funny.
So,
I promise. I promise.
I hope you got some extra crickets laying around for this one.
But that wasn't my joke. That was the. Yeah.
You did tell it though.
But it wasn't like a.
you made
We're
us
also
laugh.
going to review.
so-
We're going to review the Run Club and where we ran in the rundown. We've got a great destination this week for the Run Club. And we'll review our predictions where none of us definitely predicted a loss.
No way to tell.
And I slipped
Not gonna
further
review it.
into the basement. I'm digging a deeper basement.
I
for
think you're
myself.
doing this for a free trip.
Yeah,
That's what I think.
So you
that's
guys
what I
are
think you're-
you guys are going to bankroll my
Yeah.
trip.
Quit punching yourself. Quit punching yourself.
All right, we'll get to all of that and less. But first, yeah. So let's see. What do we have to cover? It's been.
It's
it was a
been
weird
1 week
weeks
since you saw me.
No, it's
where I
been.
was at.
Well, you can't say
Yep.
that because it's been more. It's been 1 week since we recorded, but this weird Sunday kind of. What is the deal with the Sunday matches? Is it a Palm Sunday thing? The MLS passed over.
Face
The-
palm Sunday, if you ask me. I write down crickets again.
I think it's a good move. I know that.
You've been spending too much time on X.
No Sunday games next week.
I'm rubbing myself.
No, Saturday games next week.
because
Saturday
he
game.
is
So-
risen.
Oh,
He
right.
is risen. I don't like that sentence either. Hey, shout out to
Jesus.
Jesus.
J Love. J Love and that special sauce. J Love and that special cross. Yes, I'm back. I'm back in it, baby. I'm back in it, baby. Thank you, Morton Haas, for coming to the show last night. I played a show downtown.
Yeah.
I played a show
what was the band?
downtown.
Which band?
Minnows, my actual
Minnows.
band. And saw some soccer peeps there, which was nice. TechS guys came out. Like Chris was there, and Chris also was there. Two of them. So I got to talk some soccer. And the Drams and Jams guys. And we talked soccer
Chris,
as well.
Chris is a name. Christ. Okay.
Not
Keep Chris in Christ.
Yeah.
Or Chris.
I'm
back in it, baby.
Yeah,
I
this
enjoyed
was
it.
great.
Deal with these eggs.
My ears were ringing today, even after having earplugs in.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. I'm glad I made it because you gave kind of the wrong schedules.
The
I had
wrong
to do the
times.
play-by-play with the Haas driving down. He was like, the other band is finishing.
Dude.
They're starting to warm up right. They're setting up right now as I'm pulling it to the parking.
I was
And
at
then
home
I
at
made it.
7:45 and I was like, hey, first band goes on at 9, right? And they're like, no, 8. And I was like, okay. And I like finished changing the diaper and like, I was like, all right,
Yeah.
gotta go. Like, sorry.
Nothing said rockstar like diapers. I mean,
Adult diapers.
if you're Rolling Stones, that probably
Yeah, I was
It's
gonna say, or
Adult
Kiss.
diapers.
Yeah.
And then,
Well, it depends.
but how was the gig?
It was great.
That was great.
Yeah,
Missed the first band because of Ben. But,
That's my bad. Ah, man. Teeth Marks, too. That band is so
Yeah, I
good.
wanted to.
I know.
Haven't heard any of their music.
They're so good. They're my favorite Columbus band, including my own band.
But no comment on why all the games were on Sunday.
Nah.
But
But I like it because it's like, what was
Yeah.
it? 3, 5, and 7? It's like fine. It's like,
They do them as their marquee games.
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, they do this every week?
Yeah,
Or
I mean,
just
like
happen to
12.
have-
The Sunday night game, like Twelman called it, which was a bummer.
Welcome
That's
to
an
week 7.
Yeah, and
Oh.
yeah, Weeby was on the field,
Yeah. I saw
like
that.
doing stuff. So it's like
Probably no socks.
sand
Okay.
socks.
All right. Well, a lot to talk about. I guess we did sign someone. So looking
Heyo.
forward to getting into that.
Cannot pet gas.
And shout out Trey for whipping up the review of the game that just ended.
Oh yeah.
Let's do it.
Facts that could save your life.
Sunday, April 13th, 2025, in the city where the gunplay reigns all day. The crew face off against the Puppy Chow Boys in front of a reported 22,000 lunatics. Trying not to sound like a broken record. Trying not to. Okay. The
Two
crew
is enough.
again dominated the offensive stats, including possession with a 68 to 32% advantage. Total shots 13 to 11. But a weird stat was that all 11 of St. Louis's shots came inside the box, while the crew was split 8 inside and 5 outside. So the crew also led in big chances, accurate passes at 90%, and touches in the opposition half and in their own half, and touches in the St. Louis box.
We had
They
bigger
are-
chances.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they earned more corners, and Schulte came up huge with four big saves, especially at the end of the second half.
Yeah.
And kept it from getting too hot in there. Okay, and on to what everybody has been sitting on the edge of their seats for. XG, where St. Lou led with a 1.69
Nice.
to a 1.66 for the crew.
I'll pet that
Oz,
dog.
give us those lineups.
Crew started with Jason Russell Rowe up top, AZ and Rossi behind him, Arfston, Nagby, Shambo, and Farsi across the middle, Amundsen, Zawadski, and Marrera in the back with Schulte in goal. Big change, not that big of a change, but not
Nagby's back.
Nagby's back. And, oh my God, names. I can't think of the name. Chaburko
played
on the
bench.
every
Back.
yeah.
Yeah.
Back
Thank you.
again. Nagby's back.
Tell a friend.
And
Hello, friend.
GasDog.
Nagby's back.
All right, we move forward. 7th minute, Haas.
Goal for Klaus. Pompo beats Marrera down the left side, and Pompo cuts the ball back on the left side of the box. He fakes right, cuts left again, beating Moreira, gets to the end line and plays a low ball into the box where Klaus gets on it right at the 6-yard box, shoots with his left off the crossbar. The ball bounces right back to him, and he's able to head it to the far post. Past Schulte, kind of diving, trying to get to it. He just wasn't able to react in time. 1-0 St. Louis.
Why didn't Arston clear it? He was right there.
I think that was the problem. I think Schulte could have gotten to that if Arfston wasn't there. I think he was kind of stuck in 2 months.
And I think Arfston got caught in between. If I try and kick him and kick Schulte,
yeah.
Yep.
kind of thing. Yeah,
It was a weird. That
It was
I think
slow
I couldn't
motion.
understand how it went in. I was like, oh, he's got that, and it just slowly went in. I was like, what?
So slow.
Why?
All right.
slow.
So 4 minutes later, the crew actually came back with a really good chance. The ball was looped to the back post, and it bounced right at the edge of the 6, and Arston whiffed on the ball. I think it went right under his foot.
Wild how he didn't get anything on
I-
it.
I
I'm-
think the sun.
I think it was. It was right where the sun was coming in, and that's the only explanation for it.
We got to get rid of the sun.
All right. We need to
Working
build
on it.
stadiums with no sun.
Working on it.
31st, St. Louis with subs as Watts goes in for Yarrow, who had been down minutes earlier with a head injury.
How they let him back on the field after like looking at it and having him just go down, I don't understand at
Yeah.
all. Like,
And then weird stopping the play in the middle of a play.
yeah, it's like, you got to get off the
take him
field. And
off.
he's like,
It was so
where am
weird.
I? Where
I'm-
am I?
And didn't we have the ball and they gave
We
it
did.
to
I'm
them?
actually wondering if they were like watching him on the field and were like, yeah, he's not right. We got to get him off.
That has to be it.
Or the doctor saw the replay and then he went that he was out.
The first thing they said, he went down. He's like, "Oh no, he's had so many concussions." I was like,
Yeah.
what?
Well, and-
retire, dog."
He took a direct ball in right on the top of his head. And I mean, he just
He
he
had it. It
didn't
was
even
weird.
crumple down. He just went flat down.
Yeah, it was.
So,
Why? Why did
Wasn't
they?
that why
As
Twelman retired?
We move on. Yeah, Twelman's got a history of concussions.
That
37th
tracks.
minute, yellow card shown to Pompey of St. Lou.
Who should have been off the field at that point?
47th minute, Hawes.
Goal for Moreira. Crew work the ball down the left side, and Arfston drops a pass to Amundsen. He quickly plays to AZ, who then drops a pass to Rossi, who then passes to an overlapping Arfston. Moving towards the box, he crosses into the box with his first touch, and Moreira is able to beat Pompey to the ball and smashes home a shot with his first touch volley right outside of the 6-yard box into the back of the net. 1-1. Moreira's first goal of the year.
It was
It's-
tight.
It was good.
Or the side net, but yeah, it was good.
So-
The write-up was okay.
That
But the goal was
Listen.
great.
that takes us into halftime, tied at 1-1.
The game just ended.
40. So as we come out of halftime, we had AZ go off the field, and we see the first action for GasDog.
Copy gas dog.
AZ
Yeah.
off also after missing a sitter.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
That was
good
his
half.
opportunity to
He
be
had
like,
a good-
keep
yeah,
me
I
on the
agree.
field.
A good
Yeah,
half.
sure
I
could.
mean, I was surprised.
needs talking with Chris Hansen. So 55th minute, Hawes.
Goal for Rossi. Shambo and GasDog have a give and go to free Shambo on a run down the center of the pitch. He lays a pass off to his right to Rossi, who takes 2 touches towards the box, rips a low-driven, bouncing shot that gets past Lundy. 1-2 Crew.
Baby crew.
I was yelling, you better shoot this. You better shoot that. They kept backing off.
They
That's a
kept-
great finish.
Yeah, and we had a lot of that where I was like, shoot the ball. Like around that area, just around on the 18. There were so many times I was like, just shoot. What are we doing?
All right, 60th minute, St. Louis subs on Becker for Tukert.
Pronunciations brought to you by the idiots of Upper 90 Club.
His name is actually Touche,
Yeah, I don't know why.
which is awesome.
Okay, sorry. 67th minute, Schulte with the big
Touche.
save, and off the ensuing corner, St. Louis with the goal, which is actually called back for being offside. And I am very thankful they called this offside on the field,
Yeah.
because I think if they would have called it a goal, it would not have been overturned.
No.
I'm
That
surprised.
second angle they showed,
With Zawadzki, or was it Zawadzki or Amundsen?
Zawadzki.
Zawadzki.
Okay, yeah.
The second
So-
angle they eventually showed, it looked like he kept him on.
Well, was that the angle from behind the goal?
Correct.
I didn't like that angle. That was worse than the beauty cam.
Yeah, it needs to be like down the line. In the EPL, don't they have a thing where they like it rotates? Do you ever see that?
Oh, they have fully automatic now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you might-
72nd minute. Amundsen with the giveaway in the box and St. Louis.
Amundsen or Amundsen?
He said Amundsen.
No, I know,
The
but they kept
announcers
saying
kept
the
saying
announcer
it.
kept
They
saying
kept
Amundsen.
screwing up. So with a really bad giveaway in the box, St. Louis shoots it wide right at the Columbus net.
Was that Zawadzki?
That was
Take a deep
Savatsky.
breath.
That was Zawadzki.
Oh, that was Zawadzki?
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
Amundsen.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
Savatsky.
So 72nd minute, Zawadzki with the giveaway in the box and St. Louis shoots wide right of the Columbus net. Deep breath. 84th minute, Crew brings on Taha Habrun for Rossi. 87th minute, St. Louis with the double sub as Ostrak comes in for Hartel and Joyner comes in for Hebert. 90th minute, Crew with the double sub as Sejdik comes on for Russell Rowe and Ruvalcaba in for Morera. And then 90 plus 5, Kessler earns the yellow card for assault on a teenager. Due to the assault on Taha, had to be subbed off, and DeJuan Jones came in to finish the game.
Dude,
With
shout out
this-
Taha.
Right. With this game ending 2-1 with Columbus on top, this propels them to top of the Eastern Conference, as Mars said earlier, on 18 points and up to second in the Supporter Shield standings, only behind Vancouver. Columbus moves on to face Miami next Saturday, April 19th, up by the lake.
Yeah.
Go if you want to.
Miami had a tie, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Miami tied Chicago today, 1-1.
0-0.
0-0.
1-1 -1.
-2.
I was
Split
just-
into and
I
double.
literally
Honestly,
just made that
minus
up
two
out of my
two-taps.
brain. Like I had
I
to
was
say
just
it.
It's a
trying to-
1-1. Who cares? Who gives a crap? It's a tie. No one cares.
It's like the weather.
Hey, so do we have any stats from our various outlets, either Cirque or Rob McBurnett? Bobby Puerto Rico.
I'm Bobby Puerto Rico.
All right. Bobby Puerto Rico says, with tonight's 2-1 win at STL at Columbus Crew, 3-0-1, are undefeated through their first 4 away matches for only the second time in club history. 2010, when we were 2-0-2. Pretty
Sick.
good away. So we've
Not
won
as good
more
as this
away
year.
than at home. Yikes.
I don't think we've. Okay.
Yeah, is next week an away? I feel like next week should be just considered an
Next
away
week
game.
Yeah, 2-0-2
it's
at home.
Home.
It's a home game.
2-0-2. Yeah, whatever.
It's considered a home game.
He also says since the 34th match at MLS schedule was introduced in 2011, 12 goals tied for the second most by the club, 18 in 2023 under Wilfred Nasi. 6 goals allowed, tied for the fewest by the club, 2011 and 2021. So we'd be scoring and we not be letting them score. It's pretty good.
Well, yeah,
That's
because we,
impressive.
yeah. We had a couple.
That's also tied for the lowest in the league. There are 4 teams that have allowed 6 goals: St. Louis, Miami, Columbus, and Vancouver.
St. Louis only allowed 6 goals. Okay.
Yeah, but they hadn't scored in 3 games.
Yeah, I know, but
That stat was thrown out.
You're welcome, St. Louis.
and I should go for 2-1 every time we do
2-1 bot.
Hey, I was thinking, could we do a 2-1 bot where we?
Yeah, I'll do it end of the season and just like calculate it.
No, but I was thinking we could like read it out loud and ask AI to give us some color commentary on 2-1.
Totally. Let's not. No original content here. Let robots do everything.
I mean, it's original.
The Tesla of the internet.
And then what did Cirque have to say?
This is Steve Cirque.
Steven Worrera. Wow.
Whoa.
Hashtag Crew 96.
Love that.
Wow. Whoa.
That's not what he really said.
Wow.
Wow, era.
Barrera. Yep.
Is that pronounced?
We'll be right, Trap.
Hey, club. You know who rules? You do. You know what else rules? The new record by Takass entitled Deadfall. Recorded entirely in a hidden chamber beneath historic Crew Stadium during the 2020 MLS Cup, these devout Crew fans have birthed a thrash-to-piece. So you're thinking, okay, sweet. But what about those breakdowns and those half times? Hey, Ben, I drive an 18-wheeler truck in the desert. Do they have something for me? And for those club members who work in a snake factory and are looking for sweet licks to control those devil serpents, there's this. Lastly, you may be asking yourself, well, this is all great, but do they have an acoustic ballad? Nope, they're a thrash band. 1, 2, 3, go! So stream Takis, that's T-A-K-A-C-S, on all your favorite streaming platforms. Hail Matan and go crew!
Hey, so last week, I said that Junior was made in 1997.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
And then 2 weeks ago, maybe it was 3, I referenced the 1990s TV show.
I do not do.
The Larry Sanders Show. Have you guys watched that?
Do you say
No.
Barry Sanders, like the running
Is it
back?
Barry Sanders?
Yeah.
show?
Larry
yeah.
Sanders.
Oh,
His
Larry.
brother.
It's Gary Shandling. It was like Judd Apatow. It was like one of his first kind of
Wild.
projects. It's like a workplace comedy about a talk show. Anyway,
Sounds
Jeffrey Tambor is the sidekick.
Mm-hmm.
I bring all this up because I am watching the Larry Sanders Show, and just after we did this, Danny DeVito was on the show promoting Junior.
Oh.
It was made in 94, not 97.
Yeah, we got a ton of
Huge
emails about
mistake.
like, dude,
We just didn't want to correct
what?
you.
Yeah.
Put that cookie down.
So stop sending in emails.
Yeah,
we
we
have
know,
corrected it.
we
are
know.
The DMs were a bit much.
Choir boy
but-
compared to me.
Okay. Let's do our thoughts and players.
Thoughts and players.
We've been saying sign someone, and just moments after we recorded last week, what was it, Monday? It could have been Tuesday. We learned that Daniel GasDog was in search of a more perfect union, and
Nice.
found that in the Columbus Crew. Please react.
GasDog.
Got that guy's dog.
Not with
Got
more of
GasDog.
that. We have enough of that.
I don't know, man.
there. Good pickup.
Feels good.
Very exciting.
Feels good.
Yeah.
So
Man.
is he another goalkeeper for that depth, or how are we going to use him?
Nothing's off the table. I mean, I didn't realize it. I just know
Hold
that
on, before you actually
Yes.
answer, I just want to say that I heard his an interview with him where he was talking about, he was being asked about the Crew, and it sounded like one of those interview candidates that's like reading you your company's website while
well, they were made in '96 originally. 20,
good.
you know, as we know, 2008 they had a U.S. Open Cup
Yeah.
and Frankie Hayduck and more.
29-year-old Hungarian central attacking mid. Philadelphia's leading all-time goal scorer. Just seems crazy that they
they've
were
been a
willing
great team
to let him go.
for the last 5 or 6 years, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, yes.
they made it to the final, but lost like in
L.A.
extra time to LA. Or
He
maybe
is
even a shootout.
arguably their best player over the last 5 years. I mean, better than
Yeah, I would say
Bedoya,
so.
better than Andre Blake. He's dangerous. He's a very, very, very good pickup for the Crew.
Yeah, they kept saying though, they're like, well, he has all these goals, but
There were a lot of PK goals.
there were a lot of PK goals.
It's
And I
like
was
a third
well,
of them are penalties, I think.
yeah, but in our defense, we need someone who can take PKs because I don't think we have anybody who can. I mean, think about it. We always had Cucho. You know, Rossi I mean, Arston. I mean, we just didn't really have anybody. I mean, Camacho was our like first PK taker, right?
That's a fallacy though, because
I
if
don't
you
think
are
that's
the best
correct.
player on the team, you're going to be taking the PKs. Messi takes the PKs. Ronaldo takes the PKs. So their stats are skewed. It just is what it is.
The crew let the players decide.
That's how
And
we
they
roll.
have decided that GasDog's taking the penalties from now on.
So, yeah, go ahead.
No, I watched quite a bit of his goals after they let us know that we were picking him up. He's scrappy, and it seems like a lot of his goals is him just knowing where to be. He's very aggressive in his press. A lot of the goals comes from picking up, which fits kind of our model a little bit too. So he's an aggressive presser. He understands the defensive part.
Which you saw tonight.
Which you saw tonight too, yeah. Even though I didn't think he got as involved today that I was hoping, that was a little bit, we started settling a little bit. But he composed on the ball, calm head, seems very like a cool and collected in front of goals. You see some of his goals is like waiting somebody out kind of, and then kind of tapping it in. So, no, I think he's a great fit. He's not, I'm not going to say he's a Cucho, but he's not totally unlike him either, based on some of the things that I saw. He scores in many different ways, and he seems to have a level of aggression in him that I like.
Well, he scored tonight, too. Got called back for offside, but that was good to be composed in the box the way he was.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to put a player down by saying this, but I think he's a better version of Christian Ramirez. He's got the size. He kind of plays the same hold-up position.
I think he's more akin to Zelarayan. He's a 10. He's not like a 9.
Yes.
He's an aggressive Zelarayan. I went on the Philly subreddit and was reading all this stuff, and he wasn't, it was like almost 50-50. Like half the people were like, cool, we'll just move on. But I just remember him playing against him, like, mark that guy. That guy's their best player. You know what I mean? Like we play Cincy, it was Acosta. Like they play us, it's Cucho. We play Philly, it has been for years, GasDog.
Yes.
But like, and they just gave him to us for straight cash, which is bananas.
I think it was
4 million.
4 million, yep.
With like 500,000 in performance bonuses.
Sure. But the beauty is like he does have that tenacity, which like Lucas never had. That's why it's not really fair for me to compare because they are completely different players. But he is more of a 10. He's not that like fox in the box finishing type guy. So I still think, and they talked about it on the broadcast today too, and I did agree where I was like, well, we still need that, like, and maybe Russell Rowe can move into that. I love his pressing. I love his tenacity. And I do love how he was connecting with Rossi and especially Shambo.
Yes.
Like him and Shambo were just like passing around people when he came, the whole second half. Well, I'd say until the last 15 minutes where we just got shelled.
And I think Nancy indicated that they're still looking to get a other proper number 9. And most people think that we'll be looking for number 9 in the summer window.
Right.
To put some, not pressure, but at least some competition with Russell Rowe. Because Russell Rowe is still going to be that third guy on top for us right now. Because we don't have another good alternative currently. So it's going to be, but we're going to see now, as a starting top 3 is going to be Russell Rowe, GasDog, and Rossi is what I'm assuming.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
I noticed for the last 10 minutes or so of the match that GasDog was the one in the middle while Russell Rowe was playing on the wing.
Yeah.
Along with, I can't remember who else was out there at that time.
I'm shocked how deep Russell Rowe, but I know we kind of changed it a little over there, but how deep he actually dropped a lot today. And I think he actually did a pretty good job at that.
Of clearing stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and he dropped deep in the middle, he held the ball, turned up a couple of times, spread the ball around. I saw his ratings weren't very good, but I thought he actually had a pretty solid game, except for his poor header.
He reminds me of Herrera.
That should have been a goal.
Yeah.
Well, I disagree. He was passing back across, and there were 2 people wide open. I thought it was well done. Like, I don't think where he was at positionally, he could have gotten enough like balls on it to score, although that's how they scored on us. But him passing back across, again, I saw a lot of that of just like, it looked awesome, but no one just shot. I felt like we could have had I think we all can agree we could have had a ton of goals. They could have also had a ton of goals, but we just screwed around inside the box and tried like flicks and stuff. I just need somebody to just take control. Like
in the first half, I was yelling, "How many passes do you want to make before somebody decides to shoot?"
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, okay.
It was like me at my daughter's soccer game today, where I'm just screaming, "Shoot! Shoot! Shoot!"
Yeah,
classic American.
Right.
Yeah. Soccer game.
Score the goals.
Kick the ball. Kick the
Believe.
ball.
But dude, the second goal was him shooting 20 yards outside the box. He just shot and Rossi scored. It's like, do that. I mean, we know Russell Rowe can do that.
Oh, actually, Russell Rowe had a shot that got blocked, and he got some powder on that one, and I'm pretty sure that was maybe going in. But,
Are we still talking about GasDog?
But GasDog, good pickup.
It's a great pickup. It's I will say if we go after a number 9 like a pure finisher and it's Rossi, GasDog, and a pure number 9.
And proven,
it's going to be brutal.
And he's a proven entity in MLS because
and
we
he
know
plays
you can
all the
bring,
games.
Yeah, that's another
He's
thing.
A tank.
Consistent. He's playing all the games. He knows the league. Has been a key player for a team for many years. When you go overseas, we've seen so many like DPs not work out. This is a DP that we kind of know is pretty much a guarantee that he will have a positive impact. I think.
Overall, it's great. Stats look great, yada, yada. My favorite part about him is he came from a gegenpressing system and he hustles the entire time. So it's not like a guy who comes over and it's like, I got to figure out how to press and like counter press and do all this stuff. It's like, that's already baked into what he does.
He also seemed like a proper teammate, and I think and I know Nancy is probably huge on this too. It has to be the right profile that has to fit within the culture and and how they are. And he seems like, from the interviews I've seen, a little bit of what I've seen from old clips and things, he seems like he is a guy that will fit very well in the culture that we have in the club.
It's interesting because we had spoken last week about Diego Luna as an option, and I actually think this. Daniel GasDog is a more complete player and more what the crew needs
currently.
Yeah, currently. Not totally unlike either.
Right.
I like this better than Luna.
Well, I would have been stoked with Luna.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
Luna's not even an option, although I would never have thought Daniel GasDog was
Do you think he starts
option.
this coming week against Miami?
Mm-hmm.
Over
I
AZ?
think he absolutely does. Yeah. He showed enough, and I was like, okay, cool. Like, he meshed well enough, quick enough, which is bananas. Can you imagine just getting dropped into a new team 3 days and being like, you're gone at halftime, which I thought was crazy, and then to look just not bad, like out of place. He was kind of, I don't know.
Better than not bad.
Yeah, he was great. I was like,
you also know right now we have depth we have almost a natural second choice in every position except a number 9.
Yeah, that's true.
Where I assume what will happen Russell Rowe will become that second option when we do sign a DP in that position. But in every other position right now, you think defensively, if everybody's injury free, with the guys coming in, and my wife was asking, who are these people? Because it was all these names she'd never seen before, right?
Yeah, I didn't know who Sedgwick was.
Yeah, and they were like, they're players to play. They're squad players, but we have fillers in every role.
Yeah, I will say, because I do want to talk about Zawa, but like the fact that Zawadzki and Arston were on the field at the end of the game and we made 5 subs was banana sandwich.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. Like, Arston was gassed at 65.
Yes.
He needed pulled, but he finished the game. And like, I want to talk about
what is going on with him.
I don't know what's going on.
He just looked kind of tired. He's done. I mean, it's
been 2.5, 3 weeks.
I don't know. I don't know if he's on dating apps or whatever it is, or he's gotten hot on himself.
Not on my dating apps.
Or he's just feeling the pressure, because he seems like he is playing with a little more weight on his shoulder than he did. You don't see half as many step overs as you do.
Yeah. Which doesn't make sense, because the way we play is like, go out and show what you can do, like play. Like even like Taha when he came in, tried a couple of back heels and stuff like that. Like that's what we do, and he's stopped doing that, which it doesn't make any sense. It should be like all confidence all the time.
And Nancy
it very well. Well, it could have been like he did not do well in that last game against the U.S. And I know a lot of the pundits and people were crapping on him. I personally thought he played completely fine for a stay-at-home left fullback who's not a fullback.
Yeah, he had the assist. He had the assist today.
Yeah,
on the first goal.
And he could have had two. There was that one chip too where he tried to chip the goalkeeper and he kicked it way too high.
Oh yeah.
And then there was the back post run. So he has an assist and he had a couple like good opportunities. But yeah, when he gets on the ball, I used to have this like, man, there's flair. There's going to be something sweet that's going to happen. And since he's come back from that U.S. camp, it's been more just like get the ball off his foot, which
makes me wonder if a coach at the national team camp said something to him about it, and he's changed a little bit to conform his game.
That would make sense. Just some like something in his brain.
Somebody
got in. And was just like, hey, maybe don't. And
if you were more direct, if you were this, that, or the other thing. Yeah, but
Max,
Max.
Be Max and be realistic, because I'm honestly, as much as I love Max on our team, especially when he plays to his best, he is not a U.S. national team player. I mean, I don't think that's his ceiling is higher than it is now.
Okay, Martin hates Max.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying he's a quality player. But I don't think he's at that level.
Worse to be a U.S. men's national team.
That is also true.
Kidding.
Yeah, that is also true. But I'm just thinking he should focus on his day to day and not pie in the sky U.S. national team where he got to be on.
Yeah, we don't know. That's all speculation.
Got to make sure the haircut's right.
Yeah.
Hey,
things you don't have to worry about more.
He had a new eyebrow kind of cut today too.
Yeah, but I do want to talk defense, because even though we have been doing great, not starting Chaburko in the back after being the best in the league in the back line seemed crazy. He's not injured, right? Like we have nothing on that. He didn't do anything. And starting Zawadzki, I was like, okay, cool. Maybe he needed a rest. He's been, they wants to save him for the, bigger game, quote unquote, in Cleveland or whatever. Zawadzki, I was like, I'll be fine. There was some moments with that line.
But I think the reason is that Zawadzki had proven, he did that against Benteke too, that he can handle the physical players and have done a pretty good job at that. So I wonder if that, because St. Louis, Klaus is a big player, and they were hoping that he will be the one that could handle that pretty well and keep him off the score sheet. Obviously, he struggled.
And in which case you would take Zawadzki and you wouldn't play him over Nagbe. You might move him over to right back, which is his other spot. And like Moreira's back and played pretty well. I didn't love that he got beat on a couple foot races.
Early on he got
smoked.
Actually, on the goal.
Yeah,
the goal I put on Moreira getting beat on the byline by that horrible blonde-haired guy.
He wasn't good, and he
Pompey
had some.
Dude,
that was the transition, right? They just stopped our shot.
Yeah, we should have scored like 2.
Man, literally, that first 10 minutes or that first 5 minutes, I was like, we're going to win 100-0. We were eating them alive. And then it was like such a quick turnaround. And we came right back. But I didn't love that his defense. Moreira just isn't terribly quick. His positioning usually is good, but sometimes he gets caught out, and I'm not in love.
Well, you're going to get caught out when you're going forward and scoring goals.
But then suddenly but later on he had a tackle to avoid like a pass into pretty much a tap-in where he slid in and he cleared it. It was
he's fast. He has good speed, but he's not quick.
Yeah. But he was as Haas said, we talked about it last week. He was pushing up. We're seeing him up top. That's coming from Nancy.
Did Zawadzki get a card? Because he did hold that guy back.
No.
And they didn't turn around and card him.
No, they didn't card him for that.
I thought it was
or the trip on the ankles at the end. Is that what you're talking about?
No, he pulled, but yes,
the
also
trip and
that
push, that was just accidental, I think.
I don't. That's not a.
Just
Oh no,
seems
he
like
did get a.
legs
He get
tangled.
that was not even a foul. That's my opinion.
Well,
I don't
yeah,
think he,
and
I
then
don't
the
even
guy
think he
got up and
touched
pushed him, and
yeah. But shout out to that Beecher guy because again, he missed like 5 easy goals.
I like how
so
we gave them about
appreciate that guy.
5-6 great opportunity on free kicks when that's all they
Yeah.
want, and we
Dude,
just
that
Yeah.
Schulte save was ridiculous. The one that was probably 8 yards in from the corner flag, and the penalty taker
yeah.
hit it back post with the Galazzo, or
Yeah.
no, with the Olympico. I mean, it was
Yep.
just ridiculous.
Yeah,
he took a step forward where he realized the ball was floating, and then he got back and got a finger on
Got
it.
it up and over. Yeah, impressive.
he had to have been man of the match, right?
Yep.
He was
Like,
he was man on the match.
For
And-
us, okay.
For MLS.
Yeah.
For
For St.
MLS.
For St. Louis. Yeah.
The
I don't know.
world. The world.
Well, I'm thinking Mob had Klaus.
Yes, they did.
Whatever.
Well, so
FotMob also has
no
him subbing
info
on
on why
55th
Chaberco's
minute.
sat, right?
Nope.
But we'll
Whatever,
see.
man.
Maybe
3
it's a
points on
rest
the road.
thing.
Scrappy.
Maybe it's a rest thing. Maybe they want him. They have a matchup in mind for Cleveland. Okay. You want to read the internet? Instant Beef says 18 points in 8 games is fantastic, but the next month or two is where we make our money. Cha-ching. I don't know if he actually or she said it like that, but we have Miami, Charlotte, KFC, and Charlotte again. All teams we're competing directly against. Throw Philly in there too. The schedule will be tough soon.
Is that a haiku, Garth?
I like, yeah, it's pretty musical. So, yeah, we do have one advantage over Philly.
We got the dog in us.
I got that dog.
Got that dog on us.
Oh, yeah, I'm surprised I haven't seen that yet.
I mean, I think we play him in July
And
in Philly.
Yeah, the schedule is definitely getting a lot tougher. And like we said, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to have a good start. Never hurt anybody, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we are winning the games that we're supposed to win.
Yes.
Like, we're not
Yes.
dropping points in this time period, which is phenomenal.
Yep.
Winning 3 games on the road is also amazing.
But you're saying, yeah, Inter Miami, obviously a big challenge. San Jose is playing the best ball they have done in probably 10 years. I don't know.
Yeah.
Charlotte starts to click. And
Charlotte is on paper.
But here comes my little dig I
We
have
have
at
also
the league again.
historically had a problem with Charlotte.
Yeah, exactly.
We have 3 home games. Well, 2 home games, purely home games. But did anybody look later? We have like periods where we go 3 at home, 3 away in the league this year. And I don't understand why they scheduled it this way. I know some of this is the crossovers or whatever, but it seems very strange to have a schedule that's like heavily back-to-back games, either home or away. It doesn't make sense to me.
This is, I don't know if this has any kernel of truth or whatever, but I wonder if that's better for attendance when they do that.
Maybe
You know.
because in June we have 3 home games, and then we
Mhm.
have July we start with 3 away games.
I mean, that would be assuming that
July is when the
MLS has
snow
any
comes.
control of the schedule, but
We
not
we,
sure how
we don't
it's
have any
generated.
games where we go like only twice. I think we have 2 games that are like we play home and then away. It's always like in pairs or 3 games in a row
Yeah.
or home, which is very strange to me. But I know we're also playing some. We coming into the time of year we play mid week games as well, so that's probably a part of it.
Hey, I thought about this towards the end of this game, even though it was, like I said, at the end of this game, it was kind of rough, but I am super glad we're not playing in another tournament where these teams are having to go. That's a silver lining because like Miami has had to go to like
Yeah.
and played these games
Yeah.
that were like super tough. And it's
They're
been
playing LA this week on Wednesday, or they did play LA on Wednesday.
Yeah, and they're gonna
This past
play
Wednesday.
Vancouver. Are they playing Vancouver this week?
You can't go
I'd
much
have to double
further.
check.
You can't go much further than Vancouver from Miami. You know what I mean? That's about as far as it gets.
Yeah, and then
on this
to
content.
Cleveland, which is a whole nother.
They play
whole nother
Vancouver
thing.
after they play us. They play Vancouver on the 24th.
Okay, still, I mean, still that it's
But
you know
still,
they
it
are.
doesn't change the distance though between those two places. So
I don't know. It might, and it might.
But to your point, we only have one thing to focus on, and that's I think
Which is
that's
good.
the benefit.
Because it feels like we're still figuring out the roster, and especially I mean, man, the end of this game still.
No, but I think that's the thing. We have figured it out with all these
Yeah,
games,
yeah,
and
yeah.
we managed to get wins while we're doing it. I think we're pretty settled right now.
And Miami hasn't lost, so this game will be like the penultimate game so far this season.
Oh yeah, this
for the
could be
MLS.
big.
They're gonna-
One of the
right. Yeah. 2 undefeated teams.
Right.
Mhm.
Well, and piggybacking off of that, because I heard that on the broadcast as well, they were referencing a conversation they had with Nancy about which one of his three. He's been here 3 years. Which team would he consider the best? And they were saying that he said this year's team is the best team that he's ever had.
Yeah.
He also
He
said
that.
Russell Rowe's the best striker.
actually heard
best
that.
finisher.
Yeah, best finisher, not best striker.
I
Can
heard-
finish.
I heard that last. Can I finish?
Finish
I heard
it.
that last week as well. But I heard there was a clarification on this broadcast where he just said like that's not a Cucho or a Ramirez like if they were on the team, it would still be the best team. I think he's talking about kind of more like adhering to the system and the way that the guys are playing together and that kind of thing. So.
Yeah.
But
anyway. I think he does believe it. I mean,
yeah.
heart of hearts.
And then that Cincy game, KFC, we refer to it as KFC. That's at home, right? And we play away in July.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's keep moving. Alex M. Silverman. Hockey, soccer, check. Breaking from at MLS Board of Governors, the league will not adopt the proposed fall to spring international schedule format coming out of the World Cup next summer. A switch to the global calendar is still on the table, but would not happen until the 2027 season at the earliest. More to come at SBJ.
Whatever that is.
What is it at SBJ?
Soccer Business Journal.
Or Spider-Man, Batman,
Joker. Okay.
JK.
Speaking of AOL,
Junior.
So we knew this was not a good idea, right?
Spider-Man, Batman.
I think
Jr.
it's not a good idea. More actually, weren't you in favor?
No,
You were in
I
favor
don't think-
because of the college
I am.
schedule, right?
I'm in favor.
I'm in favor too.
It is
So dumb.
The challenging
So
thing
dumb.
is exactly what happens now, when we do need a player. Somebody took our key player in preseason, and then
The
we
challenge
can't-
of the
and
status quo,
We,
you
we can't. Yeah, in the status quo, we can't go and build a roster and get the squad ready
Yes.
before
Yes.
summer when the rest of the world.
We're out of sync. Yes.
So for me, that's the thing that makes the most sense is in terms of the transfer window. In terms of geography and weather and all those things,
Yeah,
it is
and-
challenging.
and
It's
the
very-
overlapping
Yeah.
schedule with other major market sports in this
Not my problem.
in
I
the
would say.
summer.
I mean,
it's
it will
baseball-
be your problem when no one watches and they lose all their money.
Yeah, in summer it's
Columbus,
only
I mean, we're
baseball,
playing the
baseball
same
and
time
soccer.
The Blue Jackets play.
Yeah, but in the summer it's only
And
baseball and
basketball.
soccer. That's it. I mean, like that's so.
Yeah,
it gives
but-
more
okay, wait,
focus. in.
time
Fair
out.
play. I actually hadn't thought about that. Yeah.
Okay.
If it competes against American
because
football,
the way
it
that it
be
would
very.
play out was
Football's-
that our finals would be at the same time as basketball and hockey.
Yeah, but not football. And I think
And
that's
not
yeah.
college football. Football runs from August to roughly January, when the Super Bowl is always like first week in February or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the current MLS schedule dodges all of the college football drama
correct.
because the regular season ends and the postseason, like the bowl games, don't really start until Christmas or a little later.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the bowl game starts, but there's like
not any that anyone watches.
Like
toilet bowl. Let's say it out loud.
I think it could be done. There are numerous ideas and thought experiments out there in terms of how you do it. Do you use the German model where you take a month-long break in December? Do you use the Mexican model where you have the Clausura and Apertura, and you have the fall season leads to, they're two separate trophies.
Well, and speaking of the Mexican model, we also can't forget about all of the development that's going on with USL.
Correct.
And how another top tier league is going to affect
the
MLS.
A bunch of heavy lifting in that sense.
Well, when I say top tier, I what I mean is at D1,
right.
It's like a D1 sanctioned league.
Yeah, right. So I think that I don't know how the decisions around schedule are affected by USL and everything that they have going on there as well.
It would have been really interesting to be in that boardroom and hear why. Like just us talking about it, I hadn't thought about like half of this stuff.
Yeah,
I would be interested to see if USL moving to a pro rel model brings a different thought. If it's successful, it brings a different thought to the MLS Board of Governors, or to where they can look at, oh, geez, now we can get 40 teams. We can actually do an internal pro rel, and this is kind of what they're already doing, and still make money.
And then outside of Open Cup, I wonder how they start doing interleague competitions and inclusion in things like Leagues Cup, or whether the US title belongs to a team that wins the championship in each respective league, or if there has to be a final at the end, like a la Mexico or something else like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
my idea, which I would absolutely love to see, is if they got it big enough to where you could do a kind of like football does, where they have conferences, but they're regional. And then, out of that regional conference in the fall, a winner and maybe a wild card would move on to the next step in the spring.
Yeah, but that's a consolidation of the league. So
but then the second place teams are playing for something else.
Europa.
Exactly.
All right, well, it sounds like
Europa Conference.
Well, we don't know
Europa
anything
Junior.
about what's going to happen
No,
between
we're
the
just
leagues,
speculating.
but also the schedule. We're going to kick the can till 2027. So
I was surprised. I thought this would be like the big turn of like. At this point now, I'm assuming that MLS just plays during the World Cup. They just play through it. And there's like massacre it.
So here, I'm going to set a reminder. Remind me April 1st, 2027 to talk about the league schedule. We'll be right back.
This episode of the Upper 90 Club is brought to you, as always, by Supporter Supply Company. Hi, friends, this is your good pal Morgan Hughes, here to talk to you about a serious issue facing 96% of all crew supporters in Columbus. Why, not enough free shipping, of course. For a limited time now, through the eventual heat death of the universe, Upper 90 Club listeners can use the promo code Upper90Boys. That's boys with a Z on the end of it, at checkout for free delivery on absolutely any order over $10. But Morgan, what if I order $10 worth of stickers, or those goddamned buttons, or some other combination of small items that make you want to kill yourself? Will the free shipping still apply then, even as you curse our family, while you package up our little tiny annoying ass order for us? Of course it will. That's just how much we here at Supporter Supply value our friends at the Upper 90 Club. So head on over to supportersupply.co and use the promo code Upper90Boys. That's boys with a Z at checkout for free shipping on all your orders over $10. And don't forget to tell them that your friends at the Upper 90 Club sent ya.
We're back. So no bird.
But the reason is it got canceled.
The game got canceled today. And why did it get canceled today?
It said something bad on the internet. So canceled.
Yeah.
Bird.
Yeah. Hey, so last week I regretted not talking about that. Did you watch the clip I sent you? The SNL.
Which one? Oh, the
one-uppers.
Dude, I didn't love.
You didn't like it?
Yeah, I didn't love. I'm a
It was
big
all
Jack Black
Bird.
fan.
No,
Did you, Haas? Did you end up watching it? The SNL,
Yeah,
with Jack Black. I didn't love a lot of the skits.
the Cheetos one was the best one.
Yeah,
it was pretty. It was pretty fun. Yeah, the one-upping's pretty.
I'm
taking it to the max. Flaming hot. Preparation H.
that was good.
Anyway, watch the one-uppers because it's just all bird sound. Okay.
I see.
Yeah. Okay, so we got to also do the rundown.
Yeah, it's a rundown. We're coming to town. It's a rundown. Okay. What we're going to do is a rundown. Down, rundown.
The Run Club ran 1,103 miles.
We're still climbing.
Yeah, so this week the Run Club ran to Charlottetown. That is the capital of Canada's Prince Edward Island.
Ooh.
Run Club did a little swimming, okay?
Yeah. Or Pearson.
It's
that's
on
the first thing I thought.
It's on the southern coast of the province.
Prince Albert.
Nova Scotia.
Yeah, it's up there. It's up there.
Was I right? Nova Scotia?
It's all connected.
No, it's the province is I don't know. Prince Edward Island? I don't know.
It's impossible.
It's one
impossible
of those.
up there, man.
I think that's it's Nova Scotia. It's in that zone. It's up there. It's near
man.
Greenland.
51st.
It's actually not near Greenland. It's not anywhere near Greenland. There's a lot of Canada between Charlottetown and Greenland, but anyway, great job. It did seem like, man, there was some like interesting kind of running patterns. More you mentioned last week or maybe even the week before, like kind of getting into race season. So we're seeing some people rest and we're seeing some people put up the miles,
ramp up. Yeah.
And you're seeing some people rest.
All right.
I rested a lot last week.
It makes me sleepy.
Yep. I was also carb loading just in case.
You never know when you're going to have to run.
I'd like to
eat these potato chips.
I wonder if we could add carbs to the tracking on here.
Oh, I would win every week. No problem.
You sure about that?
No, I'm not sure about that. Actually thinking about Trey's diet.
Coincidentally, Ben logged 1,103 grams of carbohydrates last week.
Yeah. And 2 man boobs. You're welcome.
Working on a third.
Right above the belly button.
You said that President was doing a 150-mile relay overnight.
Yeah, she did $150. Obviously, she didn't run 150 miles, but yeah, she said overnight. From
you say she obviously didn't. I'm not sure. I'm obviously, you know what I mean.
She will later this year run something like that. But no, that was Friday. I think it's down in Chillicothe or something. I should know where she is, but I don't know. But it's a race, popular race. They came in. Her team came in 5th out of 150, 100.
Dang.
Something. So they run overnight. They start Friday and they're done Saturday. So it's a whole big thing, and you have to
running during the night is tough, man. Like trail running during the night, I stopped doing. I'm too scared.
She said some of the people on her team were some of the guys on her team was running like high fives, like on some of their stages.
You mean
like sub 6?
That's
minute miles.
Mm-hmm.
God bless you guys.
This world, the world we live in.
Yes. Yeah, they're pretty nuts. They're younger too.
Yeah, they gotta be.
Yeah. There's no way. You're like, and they're older. I'd be like that.
Yeah. These old bones are creaking real slow down. You know,
everything's getting worse.
Yeah, it's
faster.
I'm definitely slowing down. Not slowing down. Kevin Thompson was 60 miles this week.
Woo-hoo.
Michaela with 53. Nate Carpenter, 50.7 or 25.35. We don't know.
His dentist twin.
They actually run 3-legged, but they both wear a watch. So it's like I don't know how it's a cut it in half and double it. Brian at 50, Chase at 48.
Adams?
Chase, no. Chase Moore. Let's see. Yeah,
Who won the club?
Stacy put up a third of 100 miles, 33.3 miles.
Slacker.
You want to know who won the club? Me.
You did.
Daggone. Wow. How much are you running now? How many did I do?
Like 25 to 30 a week.
I did around. Yeah,
I was at 26 and a half this week. I'm not getting faster though, so
one of these weeks I'm just going to go out, and my only goal is going to be to beat you.
Yeah, and one of the
mercilessly,
Caleb usually takes me down in that fashion. I feel hunted, but this week he went light on the miles because he raced his first race. Congratulations, Caleb!
Oh, good job, dude.
Yeah, good job.
Oh, awesome.
He did. I think it was a 5-miler. Anyway, he was rocking the club kit. You can get your Upper 90 Run Club race kit.
It's getting warmer out. Ditch the sleeves, people.
Can we get some more merch? Can we do that?
Yeah.
Is there anything stopping us from doing that? Just
creativity
and time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Did we just say creativity at the same time?
I think we'll see with the latency. I think I said it first.
Hats or fanny packs?
You think you said it first. Who edits this thing?
Oh yeah, you'll put it you'll
100%.
He'll shift it. Okay. All right. Hey, keep up the run-in. Our goal, as a reminder, is what is it again? 1996. Year of our Lord. So let's keep it up. Get some more members. If you know anyone who wants to run, walk, add to the miles, tell them to join Strava.
Put a watch on a dog. Put a watch on GasDog.
Yeah, that's what we need. Put a watch on GasDog.
We need more. Yeah, just in general though, we need more watches on dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Been saying it for years.
Watchdogs. Let's look at the tables.
Just tables! 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 I can't know how to hear any more about tables!
Currently in the East, your Columbus Crew are leading in first place with 18 points. Charlotte in second with 16. Cincinnati in third with 16. Miami in fourth with 15. 7 games played. Everyone else has played 8. Philly with 13. Nashville with 13. Orlando with 12. Chicago with 12. Red Bull with 12 in ninth. And NYCFC with 11 in 10th. Montreal carrying up the caboose with 2.
Caboosing.
With the supporter shield, you got Vancouver in first, 19 points. Columbus in second with 18. Charlotte, Cincy, Miami. Minnesota jumps in there with 15. San Diego with 14. Portland with 14. Colorado with 14. And Philly in 10th with 13.
Vancouver's on a tear.
That Vancouver is so hot right now.
5-1 after playing midweek in wherever, and they what's
won.
His name? White.
4
Brian
goals
White's
for White.
Brian White.
4 goals.
He didn't even start in midweek.
I know.
They're on a tear.
Yeah. They're doing a good job. Glad they're in the West.
All right, let's talk about our predictions tables. I can't wait to hear how that's shaping up.
So listen to this. This game ended 2-1 to the away team, which is Columbus Crew. We had Haas predicting 2-0, so he got 2 points. Trey had a win, 1-0, got 1 point. Ben thought we were going to...
I think there was a discrepancy. Did anybody go back and check the tapes? Because I think I had 2-0.
We got to check the tapes.
You got to check the tape.
VAR.
Yeah.
I will
I think I had 2-0.
I will put in a 2-0 and see what the calculator does for you. I said 3-1, which it should have been. but only get 1 point for that. Mars, of course, thought we would lose. Got 0, and Ben said tied. He got 0 as well. Since
I got booed by my wife for that one. She booed me to my face.
What that means, and if what Trey is saying is correct, that means in first place is Haas with 11 points.
So stop. My dad today said, "Who's the guy at the top of your table?" Like, didn't talk about the pod or the crew, just out of nowhere. I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "The guy at the top of your table, Hongs." I was like, "Yeah, Hongs." He's like, "He's got like 2 right." I'm like, "Yeah, I guess."
It's getting Hongs in here.
Yeah. He's just like,
they call me Hung.
I was like, he's like, "All right, man," and I was just like, Hongs.
Well,
and then my mom walked by the same time, and she turned around, she goes, I don't like that we're playing in Cleveland," and then just walked away. I was like, all right,
hot take.
Yeah, parents trying to connect.
Hongs
with the kids.
is number 1 with 11 points. In third place, split is Ben and myself with 4 points. Mars is in the basement with 2 points, and Trey presumably has 6 points, maybe 5.
Maybe 5.
5.5.
Still in second.
We going over
Either
to VAR on that one.
It feels like it was 2-1. I don't think you did 1-0. I would argue that.
There's no way to know.
We'll see. Predicting
Well, and then
lost.
With fan predictions, we had correct predictions from Megan Long 22 on Instagram and at Swigs 60 on Blue Sky.
Yeah, Chris, let's go.
Now, who would have guessed we had a 2-1 result?
Also, Lo Siento, because we were super late on getting that out, and that is 100% my fault. Well, okay,
and mine.
80% my fault, 20% Haas.
It wasn't my fault this week.
Yeah.
Usually it's my fault.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, you had it you had the graphic up pretty, and it was a pun with Nelly.
Yep.
I love that.
If you want to come and take a ride with me, then.
So Miami, this is a team that was
totally
gifted to David Beckham. Took a long time to come around, and then they signed
everyone.
They signed everyone.
Bartha.
20 DPs.
Big Bartha. And so if you didn't know, they did a good job last season, but crashed out in the first round of the playoffs.
What idiots. Who does that?
They did win the Supporters Shield the last time they were playing at home in Columbus on October 2nd. But this week they're playing in Cleveland against the Crew at home,
right?
Because it's Jimmy Haslam's home. What have they been up to? I know they tied today. Who are they playing today?
They played Chicago.
That's right. In Chicago. How did I? Yeah, I knew that.
Why weren't you there?
Billboards everywhere. Soldier Field. So even though I live in Chicago and Chicago's like an hour from my house, Soldier Field is like 7 hours from my house because of traffic. So it's actually farther than Columbus. But
this is true.
I didn't go, and there were no goals. 0-0. But what else? I mean, Messi was injured or questionably injured. I just mean like in the last couple weeks. Like, what has their form been? They're unbeaten.
Yeah, they're still unbeaten, which makes next week even more fun and kind of exciting.
Yeah. Also, in the league, still in C3.
Yeah,
beat LA in that. They have been playing a lot of games that have ended in a lot of chaos and a lot of intensity, and I to our benefit, seems to be kind of a draining thing.
Very CONCACAF-y if the listeners know like that adjective.
Very emotional roller coasters of games they're in.
Yeah.
So I guess that could
Popped
be to
collar
their advantage.
drama.
Yeah. They're also the most dirty team in the league, I will argue, and they get away with murder very often.
Yeah.
Well, so Rudy Camacho did not get away with murder on October 2nd last year.
No.
That game, the game that they played in Columbus, that was the one I came to, and we lost. That was an awesome game.
It was.
And Messi scored twice, but that's not why it was awesome. But it was just, I think the comment I made after that game was like, I think we may have been behind for most of the game, but like we put up a huge fight. It was super entertaining. We had a couple PKs. Cucho made the first one. The second one got blocked. We had a bunch of looks at the end of the game, and we ended up losing 3-2. But and then Camacho got a red like 50th, 60th minute or something. But incredibly exciting.
It still
game,
looked good.
so,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing how these teams line up.
It'll be. I have a
Cleveland.
feeling it's going to be a lot the same. I mean, I think a lot of us were able to see a lot of the Chicago game today. I mean, it was 0-0, but like Chicago had 16 shots, 5 big chances, and we had 5 big chances today against.
St. Louis.
Chicago should have scored today.
Yeah,
and they should probably have won that game. I think.
Yeah, they're both XGs were over 1. And of course Miami's had 10 shots and over.
Some
1
of them
XG
are
and stuff
free
like
kicks. Every time there's a messy free kick,
Yeah, and fair play because Messi got fouled on every single one of those.
He had at least one off the crossbar.
He had
not
2 or 3 off the crossbar. It's going to be another super entertaining game. Like it's going to be awesome. It just sucks. Cleveland.
I just hope we can keep our composure and not be dragged into the Suarez mania, the dumb tricks he plays, and take your hand and hits his head with it or something.
Yeah, bite. Yeah. Who's he biting?
He's gonna bite. He's a biter.
Evander Holyfield.
I think composure will be huge here. So experience will be good to have.
I got money on a Zawadzki bite.
Oh yeah, both.
Okay, so are you guys ready to do your prediction?
All right, let's talk about D's next
I don't know. I thought I
You got to think about that.
I'm already sweating.
Man, I don't even know.
Buckle up, Buttercup.
My tongue is sweating.
I'm not good at doing things.
You're dumb.
Oh, look at that.
Whoa, we are okay.
Yeah,
look at
okay.
us.
Oh my God! What is this? I can't see anybody else's score.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
see. Okay.
You have to start.
Wait, you changed yours?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's the bot.
I got you.
Okay. So this is my vision for the 2-1 bot. All right. Benny, you say 2-2 home away game of Crown of Thorns. Oh, because it's
Passover.
No.
Okay.
Day before.
It's
Easter.
Day before Easter.
She
it's
is
not
risen.
Really a day.
You know
it's
what
like
I mean?
the only day the whole week that's not a holiday.
No, that's not
it's
a
the
day, yeah.
Saturday. Yeah.
Well,
2-2. Okay, Ben, you said 2-2. Anything else to say?
no, I almost had us losing, but I just couldn't do it.
Okay, Mort, you said 2-2, better than in the past.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, actually, have we won it? We haven't won.
We've been struggling.
We only beat them in the Leagues Cup.
I would
Right.
say that the away game last year, they had a snatch and grab at home where we were absolutely dominating and totally deserved to win, and they grabbed it in the end and won it.
We beat them in the Leagues Cup. Leagues Cup along the way. The final was against LAFC, but that was the only game we beat them. Trey, you said 3-2 GasDog with the brace.
GasDog.
Anything to add?
3-2 win.
Okay, and Hawes, you said the same. Eat it, Messi.
You know, we've been doing well away from home this year. I think it'll continue this weekend.
I was going to go down that path.
I said 3-3.
Wow.
Dang. I think we're all kind of in the same zone.
It's going to be a 1-0.
We know what it's going to be. Now, also, I see here that we got our first prediction from our 2-1 bot.
Murder bot.
2-to-1 bot says, all right, here's the scoop. Columbus Crew is strutting into Cleveland for what's technically an away game, but feels more like a home showdown thanks to the Haslam's cash grab. I'm predicting a 2-1 victory for the Crew. They've got the home turf vibe, even if the fans are just there for the nachos. Inter Miami might have the star power, but nothing beats the hometown hustle. Debatable.
Hometown hustle.
Let's hope the Crew don't confuse Cleveland with Cleveland-style pizza. They need to deliver a win, not a slice.
Cleveland-style
There's no such thing as
pizza.
Cleveland-style pizza.
What is Cleveland-style pizza?
Write us.
I think
What
it's a
is
hot
Cleveland?
dog.
What is? Hold on. Let me ask the 2-1
it's a
bot.
kielbasa.
Hold on. What is Cleveland-style pizza?
It's
Don't answer. I want to know what.
Is it? There's no way it's I've never heard that before in my life.
It's a unique take on the classic dish.
pierogies.
Okay.
Let's see.
Pierogi
Typically has
pizza.
a thick, chewy crust that's often baked in a rectangular shape. Sounds like Detroit.
Sounds
Yeah.
like
Similar to Sicilian. The toppings are placed under the cheese. That's
No.
No. Steubenville.
That's Papa John's.
No, it's not.
They do the under the pizza or under the cheese. They do under the pizza. That's gonna be my
That's
thing.
the Cleveland style.
Yeah, dude. Let's do
Toppings under the pizza.
Oh man!
They just put all the
Can you
toppings in the
imagine?
box.
It's just a cheese pizza, and I just put whatever you want on top, like on the bottom of it, and just put the pizza on top, and let it just like whatever happens. Dude, someone's gotta fund my stuff that I'm thinking about.
This looks like Chuck E. Cheese pizza. That's what it looks like.
Okay.
Cheeseburger.
All right. What else do we have to say? Who's going to the game?
Nobody. We would never support
Haas is
that.
raising his hand.
I'm going.
Mort's going.
Got my tickets. It's a
I
part of the
don't have
thing.
tickets. It is
Just say no.
Probably not. I'd planned on it. Circumstances, man. I even hit up Tommy.
Well, we'll
he actually
talk-
hit me
yeah.
up before the pod.
Make
asked me
sure
how I was
you
doing.
you live sky the whole thing. So
I'll be
that
up
we
there
could-
for Easter anyway, so it just timed out well that the Crew home game is going to be up
You
there.
can say you like the Crew.
Oh.
and you want to go support.
I'm meeting up with my boy band, not the band in here, but college buddy. So he's coming
Oh,
out from
man.
Michigan. So we'll take a night up there and check out the nightlife in Cleveland. We'll be out
Benjamin
in
Christ.
past 10 o'clock maybe.
Get a bunch of pizza. Be like, can you put the toppings under the pizza? And can you cut my steak for me,
Steak for
please?
me.
Can you cut my steak for me and put it under a pizza?
You know,
no one gets this joke.
Everyone gets their pizza cut for them. This
Yeah,
isn't
that-
different.
I'll just take it pre-chewed.
This isn't different.
Pre-chewed.
Like baby bird.
Okay, and then the other
Oh, I
thing
thought
we
it was a
wanted to
hook
say was that Crew 2 have the Open Cup game on what is it?
Tuesday.
You messed me up. You messed me
One
up.
of those tea days.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. Watch
When
on
this comes out.
Tuesday. If it doesn't happen
Tuesday.
on Tuesday,
Tuesday.
it's going to happen on Thursday.
Hold your horses.
And then we'll get an update from Bird. If you don't watch it and you don't get on the internet and you don't have anyone tell you, we'll tell you next
And it's
week.
How did you
against-
get this pod?
And it's
If
against
all
the
that happens, how did you
Riverhounds.
get this pod? Pittsburgh Riverhounds. I drove by the stadium. We didn't talk
It's a
about
cool
that earlier.
location.
I had a show in Pittsburgh on Friday, and I drove by the stadium. It's surprisingly there's like 3 or 4 that are right along the river. We're
Stadiums?
like stadiums.
Train
It's pretty
tracks?
sweet.
Is it Stadia? Can you say Stadia without getting punched in the
It's
face?
stadiums with a Z.
Stadia.
Stady?
Stadia.
It's Stady. It's just Stady.
Yeah.
Stats
Like a
Sapudius.
Cacti.
Okay. All right. Well,
Squad.
hey.
Like Portuguese.
So it's gonna happen. This big controversial thing that we've been talking about since the fine print was printed last season as a warning shot. This Cleveland game, it's gonna happen. So after it happens, we'll be able to talk about what happens when it happens. And I'm looking.
Do you think it'll be packed?
I don't know. We don't know, but we'll
I
be able to
don't-
talk
I'm not-
about it when it
I don't
happens.
I think it will be.
Yeah.
I will
if
say,
the weather
dude,
is nice, it will be packed.
So we watched the a lot of us saw the Chicago game. They play in a huge football stadium.
Soldier Field.
They had a ton of Miami jerseys.
60,000.
Yeah.
Was that how many people actually showed up to that game?
Yeah.
Well,
Dang.
considering that,
Dude, they would kept showing the
but
crowd.
Chicago
and it was
has
just,
like a way bigger population than Cleveland. So
Yeah, but smaller stadium.
Yeah, I don't know. The first thing I said, again, with my parents sitting there, is like they kept showing like right before the free kicks right outside the box because Messi had like 2 or 3 in the game towards the end where you're just like, oh, he's going to score. They flash to the stands and it's like everybody with their phones out wearing Messi jerseys. And the first thing I said is like, Haas is going to punch a baby.
yeah.
Like Haas is going to be hammered and just be like, I genuinely think you shouldn't go because I'm honestly worried you're going to fight.
Was that your father?
Like, yeah, hoops.
Just
it was hongs. It was hongs.
Yeah.
Okay. So
no baby punching.
Honk.
All right. Don't punch anyone. Don't punch anyone. Just
maybe more.
You can,
but if you do,
don't let it be a baby.
I'm punching.
And get it on tape. Get it on tape.
Yeah, dude. Totally.
Okay. All right. I think that's it. I can't wait to see what happens in Cleveland next week. We're gonna I hope that we can knock them down and stand alone atop the East. But only time will tell. Until then, go Crew!
Go!
I love you.
It's good to combat.
Thanks everyone for joining the club. We hope you'll listen next week and every week, even in the off season, to celebrate or commiserate. We'll save you a seat. If you like this podcast, please give us 5 stars and subscribe. You can email us at upper90clubpod@gmail.com. That's upper90clubpod@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at upper90clubpod. Go Crew! He was like describing the way the guy went down. It's like, it wasn't like a crumple down. It was a flat down. It's like how my kids talk. It's just like,
that's who I've been hanging out with all
not
day.
human, but perfectly understandable.